There is a home here that someone bought last April for $510,000 that they just listed with someone for $775,000. Come on.
Hi, everybody.
Hi. Did I scare you?
Yeah.
I was very
How did you say
aggressively
hi
high.
again? Say it again.
I said hi. Also, I'm like showing the chest here. It's like I just realized my shirt's unbuttoned.
Restart.
Sorry. No restart. This is we
Okay.
give it to you raw.
Raw. Okay.
So we give it to you raw. So here it is raw. It's a dreary day today, which we're grateful for the rain.
Yes, I was going to say it's almost like the dreary day gives you permission to look like this today.
You look great today. I need a haircut. But anyway, so we're going to talk about a couple things today because so.
Can we talk about my phone that just ding ding dings all the time?
But that's part of it is what we're going to talk about because today was supposed to be a day for us to do more packing at the house. As you know, a home for the holidays is being built. As we are taping this, we are 11 days away from closing, but more importantly, we are 5 days away from moving out of our house.
Yeah, it's not as exciting.
But we gotta get it all out of there. But so we were like, okay, we're gonna do that today. We're just gonna just pack and pack. We're not gonna do anything. We're just gonna do that, and it didn't work out because Amy's phone's going ding 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 ding, which is
okay.
fine.
We're grateful for the ding ding dings.
Yes. I'm grateful for the ding dings.
We're grateful for the ding dings. It's busy. You know, it's a lot of people are like, oh, it's slowing down. I'm like, I don't know where you live, but it is not slowing down.
So, by the way, Foundation Academy is there in front of us. We're going to pass that on the right. We haven't driven past here before and really talked about it. Foundation Academy, private school, faith-based school, as you might imagine, with the name Foundation Academy. But so we've got friends that go there. People seem to like it very much as a private school.
Yes.
I've refereed many soccer games at that field that's over there. So this is the South Campus of Foundation Academy. So if you're looking for, so we're sort of near the corner of Avalon and Tilden is where we are right now. So if you're looking for places to go. But I thought today we would talk about, so we always say we're going to plan it to be a short Sunday drive.
No.
We'll see how that works out.
Right.
But we are going to just take you down Tiny Road, which we've done before. Part of the we were actually planning today to go either to Claremont, and some people requested that we go to Sawgrass Bay again. Haven't been there in a while, and at some point soon we're going to Lake Nona. But it's just the time to get there. And really, what happened is that Amy's phone went ding 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 ding. So lovely family from California is in town.
Yes.
Been on the phone with them. Going to make an offer on a property. We won't know by the time this publishes. We won't know whether they got it or not. We'll maybe tell you next time. So spent some time doing that, but also another group of folks called, another family called. I don't know where they're from. I don't remember. But
North Carolina originally, but they're here now.
Oh, they're here now. Yes.
They live here now.
So, but they are interested in a couple of properties down in Waterleigh. Right. So we're like, well, we
have to multitask, people.
Yeah. So one of the things that I think is good about you. And I'll include myself in that because I'm part of the team. As we pass Orchard Park and Orchard Hills, and then the big park that they're going to hopefully build sometime soon is here on our right. We jump. We take this very seriously for our clients.
You have to.
In this market, you have to jump anyway because any of these homes could sell, and so if we have a client that's interested, we jump on it. But what it led me to think about today is one of the things that Amy is really good at is really focusing.
Can we loop through?
If you want to, we've been there before, but yeah, okay. But really focusing offers on what sellers want. So I thought today we would talk about what sellers want. But first, quick thing as we turn and take a right. What area of town will we be in?
Hamlin.
So we have a hit song on our hands, and it happens to be two notes. Hamlin.
Hey, Jaws.
That's true. Hamlin. That would have been a different.
I think we're just as successful as Jaws.
And it's not as scary as a shark.
No, not
but it's so funny how many people email us, and had someone send us a note on Instagram the other day, and I think they ended it with Hamlin with little notes. So
I love it.
We have a hit.
Yeah, we do.
And it really is just because I'm not right in the head. But anyway, And because I have a son and daughter who were willing to record a choir version of the song for us. So play it again. But as we turn down, coming in toward Hamlin, I just want to talk a little bit about what sellers want, but I want to give you a moment to talk about how something has happened on the roads in Horizon West and Winter Garden where no one can drive anymore. What's going on? Every time we're out driving, there's like people cutting off. There's people going to food.
Except that these are resident
Rezons.
No, it's
it feels like we're in the holidays. Like, you know what I mean? Like in the holidays, people drive aggressively. It's so. Just know that's, if you want to move here, we'd love to have you, but know that these days, I don't know, people are just driving like maniacs.
So here's my pet peeve. Are you ready? So where we're from in Virginia, you had to have an annual state inspection on your car.
Yep.
It costs, I don't know, what, $8, $10, something like that. To get once a year, you got a little sticker on the front of your car that said what month it expired, and you just had to get your $10 inspection. They just checked your horns, your brake lights, your brakes, your windshield wipers. Very basic functions of an automobile. Very, very basic.
Yes.
Right? But whether or not it was in good condition and safe to be on the road. Not just for you, but for the other drivers, your fellow drivers. They do not have that in Florida, and I would like to make that my mission, and I don't understand why. It's revenue for the state.
Yeah.
It would require that, people,
just
take
means
their
your car's
vehicles.
not falling apart. Yeah.
Well, like the car in front of us has one brake light, and you only see it when they hit the brakes, but it's only the left one that works.
Amy gets very, very, very troubled.
I'm very passionate about this.
She's very passionate about people and for some reason we've had a rash of people it gets darker earlier these days.
Right.
But people no, I don't turn on my headlights until 7 o'clock for some reason. So
it's the thing, and we're going to stop talking about this
yes,
too. But
fine.
it really does. It's I've said it before. I feel like when I drive, I have to drive for everyone else as well because
it's a good way to drive anyway.
I don't. Right, but it used to be that you could be a defensive driver. Now you have to play both defense and offense and still be the referee. It's crazy. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But no, it's really it's frustrating. Anyway, so but yes, for some reason
Hamlin,
people don't put their headlights on when it's dark, and what they don't understand is that you cannot be seen because the car in front of you has their lights on, and then you're blinded, and then people will turn right into a car.
And they're thinking, I can see fine.
It's not about you, dude. Okay,
anyway, so
I digress. Circus.
Circus,
so
all right.
We were just discussing this. It cannot have been a year ago that the circus. I don't think it.
Vernardos Circus.
Then I've been asleep for a year, or I've not slept for a year. One of the two.
So it's a cute little, just big top. Yeah. I mean, it's a medium top.
Yeah.
It's not,
I was like, it's medium.
It's small. I haven't been, but our dear friends, the Lackmores, were there because I saw a video on their Instagram.
Oh, were they? Excellent.
Took their little boy.
Oh, sweet.
And so it looked cute.
Nice.
And then I'm going to give one more quick little shout out, and I'll put it on the screen. Mm-hmm. So it reminded me of theme park type shows because they had a little dancer out front, and the ringmaster was there.
Nice.
I think doing a song or something. I don't know, but it reminded me of all the theme park shows that we've done, and it reminded me of two things.
That was the best.
So Amy, you were in the show called Fantasy. And it was a circus fantasy was one of the numbers. So Amy was on the trapeze.
I do. I have scars right there.
I don't know if you can see it on the thing, but she has a little scar right there from the
I
trapeze.
will never forget that. And it was so funny because and I'll never forget the ending pose. I'm kneeling right there on the tongue part of the stage, and my left hand would be dripping blood.
It seems
not great. And the technicians would go after every show. I don't know, there was just some wire that was just sticking out, and for whatever reason, when I would do my little trapeze section, I was the only one, so
I don't like that.
Anyway, it's all good.
So, also, the other thing I remember about that show is there was a can number. That was in Fantasy? Yeah.
No.
No.
That was Dance in the City.
Are you sure? No, I think it was a can number. Because it was the last time I saw Paris. Was Calvin, our friend Calvin sing that. Right. But anyway,
That was Dance in the City.
I guess that makes sense. Paris. Duh. But I was thinking about my college roommate was hungover and went, and it was actually Amy. So there was a part of the thing where they threw up everyone over their heads, and then he didn't get to his spot, so they threw Amy over their head, and then she was
on the stage.
Which is only funny because you didn't get hurt.
No, I did get hurt. I crawled off the stage.
Oh, did you? But I meant long term.
No,
physical damage,
I
emotional
bruised
damage.
my butt bone. Like, it was bad. I couldn't sit for a long time. No, you know, and
So, good job, Tim.
Thanks, Tim. No, I never forget that, because we actually had an early call because we had to reblock that number.
Yep.
And he was a little hungover for the reblock, and where we had to change that particular section,
He just wasn't there.
he wasn't paying attention. So when they threw me up over their head, he was paying attention, and he was not there.
So by the way, we're passing Summer Lake now. So we've been down here before.
That was
just
a
to
fun
show you.
conversation.
That was a fun. Yeah, I like that. I'll show a little video there of that.
Oh no, don't do that.
So that's if you haven't joined us before. That we met at working at theme parks. So I was a singer who moves well is the way you say a singer who's not a great dancer. And Amy was a dancer who sang. Like Amy, by the way, all world. They would give her singing parts.
So
And seriously, she has no confidence, but she's a triple threat talent person.
No,
like amazing. But anyway, so someone's cat is missing. That makes me sad.
No.
Anyway, so let's talk about what sellers want. And what I mean is, so the idea for this came from a phone conversation you had where someone was like, well, you know, we need your help because we've tried to make some offers on our own and we're frustrated because we haven't been able to get the offers. And as I overheard that, I thought to myself, well, yeah, that's why you need a pro.
Well, it is, and you know, people try to go it alone all the time, and I still don't understand why. I really don't understand why you don't enlist the help of a realtor. And that doesn't mean that every realtor is right for you, because you may need to find a realtor that's you know, versed in your area, because, you know, I'm not going to be able to help you as well in Miami.
Right.
I don't know Miami like I know this area, but anyway.
Let me start with one thing.
Sure.
To start with, so we're going to talk about what sellers want. In other words, some of the things we advise our clients to do. Now, we're not going to give you all of the details because we happen to know there's a lot of competing professionals that watch these videos. There's nothing. We don't do anything secretive. We don't do anything. It's just we have a certain way of doing it. And what I'll say is, in multiple offer situations, most agents. So let's say like. These days, there's 5 or 6 or 7 offers per house. Okay. That's kind of the way it goes. That means the average agent gets 1 out of every 5 offers that they make on behalf of their clients, right? We get like half of them. We get maybe a third of them, which is, it means we're disappointed a lot too. It's very competitive, but we also cap our buyers off and we say, listen, don't offer more than you can afford. So the other thing that happens for us, and what I think sellers like about us, is our clients close. That's one of the big things, is because you can offer anything you want, but if you can't close, then
you do your due diligence ahead of time. You know, you shop within your price range, and you understand. That's why that pre-approval is so important. You know, wishful thinking is one thing, but a pre-approval is another.
Right.
And
well put.
Thank you. Just right off the top of my head.
So we're turning on Sidell Road, by the way. We've done this many times, but again, it's a dreary day, and we've got to be at Waterleigh. So
we were going to go in a different direction, I promise. But this is what happens, and this is a situation where us being here and our buyer not. It's one of the advantages of us being able to pop in the car and go take a quick peek and a couple pictures.
So what I was getting at is, we get more offers accepted, I think, than other people. And I say you. I know that for sure, because all you hear is people lamenting, well, we didn't get this offer. And so I have to tell you that if you're competing against agents and you're out on your own and I'll just make my own offer, I can promise you that you're gonna struggle to get those offers for a couple of reasons. For example, the offer that we're making later today on this one property, it gives me great confidence, by the way, that it's listed with a good agent.
Right, exactly.
Because they priced it well.
And they did. They did a great job.
They did a great job
with the listing.
To our detriment, because it means the house is going to sell for more than.
Well, and not
they did a good
obviously
job.
That was because they did a good job. They priced it where they knew they were going to get multiple offers. They were going to be able to definitely increase the price point, but they also priced it where they know it will appraise. Yep. And if the buyer out there is willing to pay above that, then they can drive the price up. But and
really, the first thing that I would suggest to you, so the thing people think, and I'll say it.
You have to have a realtor to submit your offer. So I think you were talking more about the new construction is what that client was trying to go on.
I'm sorry.
There. Yes.
But I mean, you do have to have a realtor. But however, so let me amend what I'm saying. Yes, you have to have a realtor. You need a good realtor. because sellers know that too. Sellers, you can see by the offer, and you can see by what they do that you know what you're doing. Because I'm going to throw out things to you about what sellers want. You tell me if I'm right or wrong. Okay.
Okay.
The thing that first
I
comes.
always get quizzed, and I don't like.
It's because you're smart, and you know things that I don't know, and a lot of people don't know. So I think it's helpful to people.
Okay.
So the first thing that comes to mind is that sellers want the most money possible for their house. True or false?
Well, true.
Okay, true.
But that's a duh true, of course.
Okay, it's
right?
a duh true, but
A duh
can you imagine a situation where someone would take less money, where less money could be a better offer?
Yes, if
Okay,
that buyer
that's where I was
a,
getting at.
Yes, if that buyer is a more secured buyer. You know, we talked about it earlier when we were having the phone conversation with our
Christmas
client.
decorations.
I'm so excited. But I also want everyone to wait for me because I want to get mine up, and I can't put them up yet. Anyway, yeah. So having someone who is financing like 90%, and someone who is financing maybe 50% or definitely nothing. Definitely is going to be different. And that's why the listing agent has to go over all of those offers with the seller because. It's not always highest isn't always best.
Right.
Put it
That's
way.
kind of what I was getting at. Yes, everybody wants the highest price, but my theory is that the mark. The mark. The New York Beer Project coming soon.
Yep.
Pico Linos haircuts. Nice.
I think we drove past this. I always feel like everything we do is deja vu.
Well, we've definitely driven past there for sure.
Yeah, but there's progress, by the way. They've
yes.
built more.
So I think that in many cases, these factors tie for first and second, and sometimes what I'm going to say is the next factor is the number one factor. Sellers want a buyer who will close.
Exactly.
And I'd much rather, as a seller, I think I would much rather have a lower price, not by a ton, but that I feel confident is going to close. Yes. Please. Absolutely.
It's not a question. So a perfect example of this, and this actually happened to us recently with some clients. Ultimately, our clients did end up getting the home, but the listing agent had multiple offers. But she had said that basically it was sight unseen. Now we have to do it. Sorry, it's bright sunshine now. Because we are where we are. Sorry. A lot of people have to purchase homes sight unseen, right? Because you're living in another state, you're not here, you're not able to travel, you're not able to get here in time, the home is on the market, and that's why you have, your realtor help you through the process and hopefully be able to give you like a FaceTime virtual showing or whatever they'll end up doing for you or what we do for our clients all the time. But that listing agent, okay, we talk about buyers that will close, they actually did not want to take an offer that someone else had submitted because the clients had never seen the home.
Right.
And in that case, that client could use their inspection period. Like, let's say I put an offer on the home and it gets accepted, and then I decide that I'm going to fly in town during the inspection period to be there in person for the inspection, seeing the home for the first time, and then going, it's not what I thought. So they're going to use that as their back out. So I can understand why a listing agent and a seller might prefer to, to have that person in their home.
And generally speaking, that's an experienced agent who's thinking that because they've been burned before with someone saying, okay, well, I'll get the offer and then I'll see if I like it. But the other thing that happens, I think, with buyers not closing is we're all human beings, and all human beings get buyer's remorse. They just do. So and remorse is a bad word because it doesn't apply to everybody. But no matter when you make a large purchase, unless it's Amy on Amazon, there's regret. You immediately go, did I do the right thing? Exactly, that's what I'm saying. But immediately you think to yourself, did I get the right deal? Did someone, take
did I pay too much?
Did I pay too much? So
should have come in higher.
Yeah, I mean, all of those things, it's self-doubt, so you don't know. So a lot of people counter, like, if you're an experienced agent, you know that's a thing that's going to happen. So if someone hasn't seen the house and they fly in, they're already thinking, okay, well, and then they use that time to pick apart the house that they overbid for in the first place.
And then it comes back on the market, and then it looks like there's something wrong with the home, and there's not anything wrong with the home necessarily, potentially. But at any rate, that's really just kind of another way to say exactly what you said, which is that sellers want to have a contract and a buyer that will close. And that really can be, there is nothing wrong with financing a home. Most people have to finance a home. But it's the strength of that. And because, because there are so many different loan structures, even for conventional loans now, but let's just say you've got somebody coming in and they're financing a very, very, very large majority of that, that may indicate to a seller that we may have trouble then, closing them because this is all a financial contingency because they don't have any of the money really to put down, and somebody else may come in, with a large earnest money deposit with a lot of money in the game originally, with funds available, or they may waive the appraisal or appraisal contingency, or there's lots of different things.
And so on those notes, so everything else that we can talk about in terms of what sellers want, for me, is all about sending them the message that we will close.
Yes.
Right? So shorter inspection period. Would you say that 7-day inspection at this point is standard?
Yeah, and
it used to be 15 days.
Yeah, it used to be 10 days.
Right.
Like your default, like your 2-week-ish inspection period. Now has been even then that was your default, but people would usually put 10-day, and now it's a 5 and 7-day. But the reason they're doing that too is because they're saying, hey, look, we're going to get in there, we're going to get this done quickly, and then if there are any issues that should arise, then the seller wants to be able to put that home back on the market, but hopefully not have any really important time lapse.
Right. And so then the appraisal. Okay. So another reason why it's important that the selling agent be a professional is because you shouldn't be pricing a home that you don't think is going to appraise at the price that you listed it for, unless you are very upfront and clear about that fact upfront with
your seller.
Yeah, and it's okay to say, so the house that we're submitting an offer on, I think it's going to appraise above what they're asking because they were smart and they're trying to get multiple offers and move the price up. But I could see it not appraising close to that number. However, in this community we're in now, we're in Waterleigh, by the way. In this community we're in, I told Amy the other day, we both read we look every day at the market and see what's happening and what's for sale, what's new, because we have a lot of clients that want to know. There is a home here that someone bought last April for $510,000 that they just listed with someone for $775,000. Come on. And what that is that's either a seller that's like, hey, let's just put a huge number on there, and if somebody really wants that house, fine.
Right.
But more likely, because it's the house is probably worth $590. Because which, by the way, so you made more than 10% on your house in 7 months. So that's amazing. Yeah. But to say $775, so to be asking almost $200,000 more than it's worth for a house you bought 8 months ago, that house will never appraise at that price. It's not like the appraiser is going to look at that and go, what? You sort of are announcing with a big price like that, you're not going to accept anything lower than $750. So that you're never going to get close to that. So people are not that desperate, and never were, to overpay by $200,000.
The key is, again, you have to make sure that you are realistic in your expectation. It doesn't mean you can't be optimistic in your expectation, but you have to have a reality check and understand that the market is going to dictate what has sold, and those are the comps that the builder or that the appraiser is going to be able to use. So
anyway. if there's a concern with the appraisal, a lot of times what the seller wants is for you to waive the appraisal contingency. Tell me what that means. Waive the appraisal contingency.
Well, you can only waive the appraisal contingency if you're either not financing it, or if you're financing such a small portion that there would be no reason to worry about the appraisal. For instance, if you are paying cash, you don't even have to have an appraisal. You can, but you don't have to.
The appraisal is for the bank, not for you.
Yeah,
really.
Exactly. The appraisal is for the lender so that you're not overpaying for the home.
Right.
But if you're putting $300,000 down on a $500,000 home, your loan's only $200,000. So
you've got room to
your home is most likely going to appraise for that, and so you can just waive that appraisal contingency. But then if that's the case,
oh my goodness, so cute. So quick maths, as we said in our last drive or whenever. So quick maths. Yes. Let's just say that you're buying a home that's $400,000 and you're financing 80%, okay? That means you're putting $80,000 down and you are financing $320,000. Now, let's say that house appraises for, I'm trying to think of a number that'll make it easy for me for math. Let's say the house appraises for $380,000, okay? Now, the bank is going to say, we will loan you 80% of $380,000. I can't do that math, but it's more. And, I'll put it on the screen. I'll do the math and put it on the screen. So they're going to loan you then 80% of the appraised value, and you have to make up the difference so basically you've got to pay 20% of what the overage was. I'll put the math on the screen. You'll see what I'm talking about. So people a lot of times are confused about, well, does that mean I can buy it, can't buy it? What does that mean? It means you can buy it if you have the cash to make up the difference. But if you don't have the cash to make up the difference, then the bank is going to say, too bad, so sad, we're not going to loan you more than 80% of what the house is worth. So, and this appraisal says it's not. So just keep driving, make a loop, because this is where we're coming to look at some home sites.
Yes.
Which by the way are some of the best home sites in Waterleigh. So, just really, really gorgeous. It's up here, by the way. Anyway.
I know. I was.
Okay. Cool.
I thought we were finishing up.
Well, we can, but we talked about inspection period.
Go ahead.
We talked about inspection. Get on with it. So many jokes. So many jokes. Just get it over with. Okay. Inspection period, appraisal. What else do sellers want? Closing date flexibility. Sometimes they want closing date flexibility, correct?
Sometimes.
She's I'm just done with this video now.
No. Every situation is going to be unique to the seller. So yes, there might be someone who wants the flexibility, but they also might want, hey, I need a confirmed that you're going to close on this date.
Yes.
Because my next home is banking on it. But yeah, flexibility is always nice.
Okay. And sellers want this video to be over.
You think?
Well, buyers do, because we're buyers at the moment. So we'll wrap it up for now. But hey, a home for the holidays every Tuesday. This week we're talking about some of the construction process. We haven't recorded much, if any, of it yet. So I think we're going to take you through the house and talk about some of the construction challenges. We're going to go through the structural options that we picked.
Yes.
We found that people really liked that we talked about prices.
I think, yeah, and we were really worried about that, right?
We were.
About
so thanks for being great about that.
And by the way, please understand that the pricing here is for this area at that time, at this time, with this builder in that community, on that lot. It is in no way to tell you, if you live in Phoenix, that's going to be a comparable number.
It's just to give you perspective.
Yes, it's exactly. It's just to kind of give you an idea that, for instance, if you were thinking, oh wow, you know what? If we took tile all the way up to the shower, we're thinking it'd be like $250 as opposed to like $3,000. So that's kind of what we're hoping to help you with, is to give you just some kind of a gauge of, okay, wow, that's less expensive than I thought, or oh wow, that's far more expensive.
Do you know who we just passed?
I'm not sure.
We just passed Jess Larson, our favorite sales associate at Waterleigh ever.
Whoa, my gosh!
There are many associates that we like, but Jess Larson. So the guy in the blue shirt we just passed is responsible partly for Amy being in real estate, because we went to an open house for our friends Daryl and Jen, and she was walking. We did a video. And he stopped her and said, how long have you been in real estate? And she said, I'm not. And he goes, well, you should be.
Yeah,
and I think it was the spark that made it go, ink. Anyway, home for the holidays. We'll talk about structurals.
Yep.
All I'll say is on the pricing thing, we'll share more of that with you. Amy's right. It could be any variation of the price. One thing we have learned through our process is assume it costs more than you think it could. Because I don't think there was ever a thing where we went, oh, that's reasonable. Oh, no, that's not true. Gutters cost less than I thought they were going to cost.
Yes, true.
But that's the only one.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's about it.
Yeah. So we can, as the fabulous Thunderbirds would say, wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
All right.
All right. All right, guys.
Joining us. Bye.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you soon. Bye.